Alright, people, this is one of them surreal moments. I'm like freaking the hell out. So I just watched the episode, so I'm gonna rush this right away. Rush into this episode right away. And this is definitely messed up. This is definitely very, very messed up. Because seeing this was definitely for real. Because it's answered a lot of questions and it gave us a lot of answers to certain things that I wish it didn't happen. So anyway, let's get started. Hope you enjoy everyone. Thanks for watching. This is Sellavin. Okay, my latest review. Who on Yugioh Arc 5 episode hold 127 Revival Zero, also called the Math Professor by a whole bunch of people online. And I gotta admit, it's this one. Anyway, let's get started. Remember, I'm gonna do a top 10 because it's time. A lot of questions being. I'm gonna answer a lot of questions. Anyway, let's get started. Number 10, number 10, the beginning. We know that earlier explained that Zork, are divided into four worlds. She became the supreme dragon king, and because of his power and magnitude was so horrifying, and when he became one with the four dragons, the dragons that represented synchro, of fusion, exceed, and standard. As in standard monster, standard summoning, that being two monsters, advanced summoning. And not just, pendulum summoning, because pendulum summoning didn't exist. Pendulum was born because of Yugioh, so it didn't exist until much later. Anyway, things have gone very, very, very dramatic and very unique the way it is. Seeing this is very, very messed up. So we get to learn that the truth behind everything. And so let's get started. Number 9, father-son reunion. Reunited with his dad after a long time. He escaped from his cell, but because he was in berserk mode, you should see it. And the way he did it in berserk mode, he destroyed the cage. He destroyed the cage from the inside, and it did such damage. Not the cage messed up, but the entire the room that he was in. Also, Edo and Kaito, they're lying flat. Even Edo, still remaining Kaito said, can't believe such power. Was that really Yugioh? It wasn't. It was not Yugioh. Yeah, this answered a lot of questions. Number 8, the four uses together. It's obvious that Akaba Leo, the professor, he's afraid of Yugioh for a good reason. He is afraid of Yugioh. He wants to get rid of immediately, even though bringing out the four girls and stuff. However, things are not easy as it is. Because he knows it's going to be hard for him to beat Yugioh, especially in his current form. And I'll get to that explanation. And Yugioh made it this far. He even brings out the four girls. Yuzu, Usari, Rudy, Rin. Nobody cries out Rin's name. Rita has no one, and the only person who's kept her is fighting somewhere else. It's very messed up when you think about it. I feel very sad because this is a very dark moment, overall. Because they're all together now. That makes me feel everything he needs to enact his plan. What is his plan? And I'll get to that in a minute. Number 7. This is one of the most WTF moments ever. How's the doctor saying wants to take on Yugioh to study him? Ask why the parasite fusion that he put in his head disappeared, saying that his mind was the pinnacle of academia, the pride of academia, how he used monsters to manipulate people. And this but the professor Leo says that he can't beat Yugioh. Say that the thing is dangerous. Say you have no shot. Say you don't. Doctor asks, you don't believe me? Say, of course I don't. Also, though, and even brought out his dual disc, leading to a number percent moment, carding the doctor. He took a doctor to a card right away. That is messed up. But that's been Academia's style. He uses it. He used the doctor and used it, but cast him aside when he was no longer useful. But also used him as a way. Used it to make sure he didn't do things crazy. If that meant messing around with Yugioh. He doesn't want Yugioh controlled. He wants him destroyed. So he got rid of the doctors to make sure that didn't happen. Because he doesn't want Yugioh at all. He despises Yugioh the way he looks at him. and and we get to now we get to number six. Number six, Ray. Hey, number six, I'm gonna call it Meet Ray. Uh, Number six, meeting of Ray. We get to learn that while Leo was trying to find a way to stop Zork, he was researching the energies that's produced by all living things, the natural energy and stuff. Up, and by using that, he was able to understand things because he created a solid vision and used and experiments that led to the downfall and the creation of Zork. Or he uses his technology to try to find a way to understand things, understand natural energy and stuff, and created four cards, and he was going to use those four cards to battle Zork until they were stolen by someone. And the person who stole them was number six, Meet Ray. Hey, Ray, hey, who was his daughter. Ray, his daughter, and that's the reason. And that's the reason why he's been so prudent. And Ray was his daughter. All right, daughter. And now comes the defining moment. Number five, the world, the divided worlds. Right? We get Leo tries to stop Ray from doing what she must do. He didn't want Ray to sacrifice herself, but he did. But she did. And she kept Ray. She tried to stop Ray from doing what she had to do, but to no avail. Ray wanted her father to remain and to stay alive. She didn't want him to die, but Leo didn't want her to sacrifice himself. So he wanted Ray to live on because the future is for children. And as Ray uses those four cards, she sucks in natural energy from all around, from everywhere. She makes the flowers bloom. She sucks in natural energy. It kind of reminds me of Sage Mode from Naruto, where you suck in natural energy from around you, put it into yourself. It starts to affect Zork. You get to see the four bracelets and start to form around her arm, and it worked. It stopped Zork. It split him into four. It divided him into four pieces, but it also had another effect as well. They managed to stop Zork, but it came at a great heavy price. It split the four worlds into dimension, which leads to number four, Leo and Standard. Leo is in Standard Dimension. Standard Dimension, he wakes up asking what happened. And I really like to touch the Easter egg they did. This was pop. We get to see their dual disc was the original dual disc that was in the first Yu-Gi-Oh series. That these duelists were playing in the park. Overall, this was like regular dueling before solid vision and stuff. Real solid vision. Before the invention of the technology. But as Leo, he became stuck. Leo, became more interested in technology and stuff. He started to regain some of his memories, some of his lost memories from his previous life, and he found out what happened overall. Number three, solid vision. He created action. It was around that time when he was inventing stuff. He created action dueling. Action dueling. He was advancing in the technology and stuff. Right. So, but because of what he did he finally regained who his are and things, and then he started to master new technology, which was traveling through dimensions, and he began to change. He started to think that he was alive, so was Ray. Hey, and now this is where we get to number two, who Yuya is Zork, Yuzu is Ray. Right. We knew there was something special about the relationship between the U boys and the Bracelet girls, the Yuzus, and now we know why. And the reason why they're so close is because they were involved in the same event. And Zork was divided into four people himself, and so was Yuzu. Zork became Yuya, Yugioh, and Yuri, and Ray became and Rin and Rudy, Selena, and Yuzu. All four bracelet girls are the same girl. They are Leo's daughter. They are Leo's daughter. So his whole desire has been to bring back Leo. Has been Leo to bring back his daughter who died saving him and saved the world, but also split apart her own soul. By doing so, save the world, split the dimensions, but also save the world. Even though Yuya himself is divided, we also get to learn that the reason why Yuya is so powerful is because when he absorbed Yuto's soul, he obtained some of Zork's powers, the powers and the appetite for destruction. That's why Berserk mode is so powerful, and that's why Yuya is so strong, because his Berserk mode is really Zork's desire to destroy. And we've seen it with the other U-boys when they all go Berserk mode, or also called the Awakening, called the Awakening in the official archetype, like the Awakening. That's Zork's will for destruction coming forth, or his desire to destroy everything is coming forth. Or even Leo even goes so far to call Yuya telling Yugioh that Yuya is not his real son. I mean, he is his son. I mean, he's his father. He helped raise the boy. That is a lie. And he finally gets to number 1 on Revival Zero, the Arc Area Project. The truth for the Arc Area Project is simple. He didn't want to conquer all 4 dimensions and unite the dimensions. He wanted to unite them as one, but he wanted to bring back his daughter, and he was willing to sacrifice as many souls as possible to do so. He wanted to bring back his daughter's soul, by kidnapping all 4 users and bringing them together. He's going to force them to become together again using those 4 cards that he had. I think he discovered the same 4 cards that he had last time. He's going to bring them all back by making them one. He's going to bring back the United World and create a 5th dimension called Arc 5. And that's why I'm not kidding you. It's called Arc 5. I mean, he's going to bring, and the way he's doing it, he's going to use all the souls that were carded, all the people that he captured in Heartland, and all the people who were turned into cards. He's going to use all their life energy to accomplish this. I'm like, I can't believe he sacrificed this many lives just to bring back his own dead daughter. I'm like, that is selfish. I mean, he even abandoned his own wife and son, his own wife and son. He abandoned them, and just to bring back his daughter who died, trying to save the world. That is messed up. I mean, seriously. I know you love your daughter very much, but to cast away your wife and son? I mean, what did they mean to you? They were your wife and son. It's obvious that he didn't give a crap about them, because he probably thought they weren't like his true family. He thought that his true family was Ray. And seeing how much Renji hates his father for what he did, he abandoned him. He abandoned both him and his mother, Himika. I got word. That's her name, Himika. We got word about that. That Himika was going to be in this episode. Seeing how frustrated she was that her husband abandoned him just for his own selfish desire. And Renji never forgave his father for it. And now we know the truth. He abandoned his wife for his own and son just to bring back his daughter who was gone. And he was willing to sacrifice as many lives to do so. He even asked Renji to join him and to destroy Yuya, but Renji's like, hell no. No, I would never, I would do everything I can to stop you. It's kind of like how Vader versus Luke Skywalker even, kind of like that, Star Wars reference, He knows Yuya. He knows that Yuya is a kind boy, and he doesn't want to hurt people. Especially how shocked everyone was when they all learned the truth. They couldn't believe it. Especially Yuya saying that he was someone who destroyed the world. He was a devil. But Renji manages to calm him down, saying that he knows what he's like. How he brought smiles to people in the synchro dimension. How he brought smiles to people back in Xyz. That he is the kind of person who was willing to bring smiles to people. If I were to represent personalities, I would represent that Yugioh represents a part of Zork that was a human being before he became dark. That's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed today's one to subscribe. Thank you. I'm out. I can't wait to see how Dylan from Coolest Gamers reacts to this. Dylan, it's about time I joined your podcast. It's about time you and I have a talk. Overall. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed today's watching. Subscribe. Thank you. This is Sellavin Adams giving my latest review on Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 on episode 127 and Revival Zero, the Mad Professor. I'm out. Bye.